I will start in just like 10 seconds from now. Welcome, everyone. Excited to have you all here to learn some amazing strategies that Masha is about to share. So, before we start with this masterclass, the science of success and happiness, I would like you to, give you just a quick brief about Masha, what she has done, what she has achieved. So, Masha is a holistic success coach, best-selling author, Forbes contributor, and a founder of the One Minute Coach System, a book that she gifted me like last month only. It's an amazing book. I would highly suggest you to read that out. She specializes in not just success and mindset, but also helping people in getting practical change and management. And after all these 25 years that she has helped and inspired a lot of people, she's not just about mentorship. She's also about coaching, training, and giving you the practical strategies so that you can get the lasting change that all of our clients get. So in the next 1 hour, what she'll do is she'll share all her strategies and everything in this masterclass to help you get the success and happiness that you not only just want, but you deserve as well. So welcome, everyone. This is your host Rohit Soni. So after this, Masha will start. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you for this introduction, and welcome everybody to this masterclass, The Science of Success and Happiness, designed to help you shift you from reacting and surviving to proactively creating your life and thriving. My motto in life is make a life and not just a living. And so that's also about that. So I'd like this hour to be a bit more interactive, so not just me giving you information or lecturing. I want to involve you, because the more actively you participate in learning, the more you will actually get out of it. So let's start by putting in the chat your name, where are you from, and what will make this hour valuable for you. You don't have to participate, it's not a school, but if you will, it's just that you will get much more out of it. And while you're writing it, I can also tell you about me. Well, you know my name. I was born and raised in the Soviet Union, the country that doesn't exist anymore. It's now Ukraine. And when I was a teenager, I became a refugee with my family, and we immigrated to United States of America. So I'm actually an American citizen. But for the last 26 years, I lived in Europe, different countries, mainly in the south of Spain, in a little beautiful town called Marbella. Some of you here that are here with us today are actually from. Currently, I'm in Florida. I have a residency here as well, and my family lives here. So I'm in Florida right now, but I live in Spain mostly. So you can share yours as well. And I'll just look quickly. Marina, Florida, India. I'm curious about this. What will make this hour valuable for you? So just to tell you, like for me, what will make it valuable is that when we get to the end of today's masterclass, I will ask you, and you can actually start writing it as we go along, the most valuable thing that you learned. Maybe you had some aha moments, maybe something clicked with, maybe you were reminded of something that you have forgotten. You say, that's exactly what I need to understand now in order to move forward. So when I hear those aha moments and those discoveries, maybe new discoveries, it fulfills my purpose, because I'm here to share and to better your life. So if you want to share or start thinking what will make it valuable for you, then you're much more likely to experience it. So let me continue by sharing with you why I'm here with you today. Why me? So first of all, I speak from experience. And by experience, I mean the wisdom that we accumulate only through experience, not just by reading books or attending seminars or going to universities or schools, but actually experiencing things. And from my experience, all these things that I mentioned here that might sound cliche to you, your past is not your potential. What doesn't break you makes you stronger. Anything is possible and dreams do come true. It's something that I've lived, and I have a lot of examples from my life that I can say to you, yes, this is true, and this is true, and this is true, and this is true. When just briefly, I'll tell you. So I grew up in the Soviet Union. Soviet Union, as you probably know, was a very closed country. It was a kind of country that did not allow people to travel freely. We could only dream about traveling somewhere outside of the Soviet Union, and even within Soviet Union, it wasn't that easy. So when I was a teenager, maybe 15 or 16 years old, I had we played this game with two of my girlfriends. One of them pretended that she was Italian. She wanted to be Italian. One of them pretended she was French. I also wanted to pretend that I was French, but that was taken. So I decided I will be American. And it was just a game. We were pretending. But you see, that's what happens when you imagine something, when you dream about something, unexpected things happen. It was completely unexpected that just a year or so later, I actually ended up living in America through a very difficult transition. As a refugee, we lost everything, all our material possessions. I had to say goodbye to my friends, to my family, not my parents. I came with them, and my brother came with me, but the rest of the family, I thought I would never see them again. It was very traumatic, and I actually got into on this journey of survival, and it became a habit to survive. And I'll tell you why this was an issue when we talk about what it means to feel good on a regular basis. So the reason why I'm here is because I've experienced that anything is possible, and I want to share now with others how they can make their dreams come true. But besides experience, I also have, I love to learn. So I have a lot of diplomas. I've educated myself. I've got my first degree is in mathematics. I love science, which is hence the topic of today is the science behind manifesting. I have a bachelor's in elementary education, master's in higher education. Recently, I was awarded an honorary doctorate in entrepreneurship. I have a diploma in clinical hypnotherapy, which allows me to work on subconscious when I work with my clients, which is very important. I have a Yale certificate in the science of happiness, training certificates in accelerated learning techniques, transformational thinking, certificates in NLP, EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, law of manifestation, and many more. I'm also a best-selling author of 2 books and the featured expert in the movie Achieve Your Ultimate Success. I also raised 3 children in the process. And so I'm doing this masterclass because I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible to manifest their dream lives and to move away from suffering as much as possible. And I want to share with people how to feel good on a regular basis, how to gain clarity about what they truly want, not what they think they want, what their heart wants. Design a plan of action around it, and then give people the tools to execute that plan of action. So that's briefly about me. Now, let's focus on the masterclass. The benefits that you will get after the next 50 minutes that we have is, first of all, you will walk away a different person. And I will explain why when we talk about neuroscience. But you will be planting seeds in the next hour for a brighter, more successful future. You will get a better understanding of the science behind getting what you want and how to make your dreams a reality. Get tips on how to remain focused and stay motivated to do what you already know needs to be done, but don't do it. Like, it's human nature, right? We mostly know what we need to do, but we just often don't do it. And it will be interesting to find out why. Understand what it takes to feel good on a regular basis. Why not? Shift yourself from reacting and surviving to proactively creating your life and thriving, because we're always creating our lives, but we just do it unconsciously. When we become conscious, when we actually understand the process of creation and why we create what we create, sometimes things we don't actually want to experience, but we still create them. So when we understand why we do that, then we will be much more proactive and much more focused about where we want to go and how to get there. For all of you who stay with me till the end, I'd like to gift you something. So, but you need to stay until the end to know what that is. My way to motivate you. Okay, and just again, just to give, so I did mention that I have a certificate in accelerated learning techniques. The skill of learning how to learn was the first topic that I've been teaching. And everything I do is designed around how our brain learns. And so the right hemisphere of our brain is very important for this hemisphere, is to understand, is to have a whole picture, is to understand why you're doing what you're doing and where is it that you're going. So I'm giving you an overview to satisfy that side of your brain. We will talk about what is neurology and neuroplasticity and why it's actually important to know in the context of manifesting your dreams. We will talk about what is manifestation, how it happens from the scientific point of view. We'll talk about magnetic desire and why it's the missing link to getting what you want. Again, how to feel good on a regular basis. I will explain what I mean by that and actually how to do it. I will show you the physiology of success and happiness. There's a lot of things here that you will be able to implement immediately. At the end of this masterclass, you can start implementing these things and you can start shifting yourself towards that life that you want. I will share with you the 5 steps of manifesting and 7 things you can do immediately, as I mentioned, at least 7, to start manifesting your dream lives. Can you just quickly put on the chat, out of these 7 things, what are you most excited about today? I'll check here. 6. Okay. Yeah, you can listen on the background, but you're not going to get as much of value. So if you get involved, you're just going to get more value. So we've got 3, how to get what you want, 1 through 7. That's nice. Okay, cool. Thank you. And 3, magnetic desire. Okay, so let's go. Let's start. What is neurology and neuroplasticity? Neurology studies how the brain functions. It also studies nervous system, but for us, it's important that it studies the brain function, specifically how the neural processes influence our behavior, how we think, our mental state, and yes, how we it determines our level of intelligence as well. It's called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. So let me go a little bit deeper in this. So what you see on this picture right here, this is neurons. So like if you see the arrow, like this is neuron, this is the neuron, okay, and this branches here. It's called dendrites, and they're connected between other neurons. So these dendrites are formed when we learn something new and we connect it to the knowledge that we already had before, and it kind of puts the puzzles together. So to give you a more practical example, if I show you this, like what is this? Do you know what this is? Yeah, I'm sure you do. But why do you know what this is? Like, it's an apple. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you know it's an apple. But how do you know that this is an apple? If I show this to a baby, would the baby know it's an apple? No. If it's a young baby, right? If it didn't get a chance to learn that something that is round, that something that can be this color or have this texture or have this shape, that it would be an apple. We need to make those connections. There's neurons responsible for shapes, for colors, for texture, for smell, for taste. And it goes with everything else, everything new that you learn. If you're learning a language, if you're already speaking Spanish fluently, learning French or Italian or Portuguese will be much easier. They're from the same family. It's similar grammar. There's a lot of similar words. If you speaking only Russian and you're learning Spanish or you're learning English, it's going to be much harder for you. You don't have those neural connections. So this is how it works. And the more we learn and the more we expose ourselves to something that is new, the more of these connections we create, the more our brain becomes fluent, neuroplasticity. That's what it's about. In the past, it was thought that our intelligence is set at a certain age. Like we're intelligent, we have a certain IQ, or we don't. But now the scientists know that no, IQ is not set in place. There is such thing as neuroplasticity, meaning we can become more intelligent as we learn, as we create more of these connections. And so today, if you do make new connections, that's how you're going to become different, or you reinforce the connections you already had. Now, this dendrites, what it's important to understand, it also builds your habits, right? So the stronger this dendrite is, the stronger is your habit, the stronger it is ingrained in you, and it kind of say, well, this is who I am. That's not necessarily who you are in terms of your behavior. It's just what you've learned and reinforced again and again and again, and it's a very strong connection. If you stop using your, let's say, I know a lot of people, so I immigrated from Soviet Union. I was speaking Russian. I still speak Russian, but I know a lot of people who immigrated and stopped speaking Russian, even though it's their mother tongue. They forget it. They forget their mother tongue. They forget how to speak the language. Why? Because these dendrites, they atrophy. They don't, if they're not used. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing if you want to change your habit and you stop thinking certain thoughts, or you stop doing certain things, you stop maybe even believing certain things. And with time, it's no longer there, like it's gone. If you want to build new habits, then you reinforce it by making this dendrite stronger. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, you can put a plus in the chat to tell me, yes, this is clear. Okay. So this is important for us to know, because whatever new skill you want to learn, whatever you want to achieve, you just learn and you can become intelligent in that area. So let's talk about manifesting. Manifesting has become a buzzword. It is something that we hear right and left, manifesting, but what is this manifesting really? And does it really work, and how it works? So manifesting in simple terms is turning your dreams into reality. It is something, Einstein actually said that everything in our life is created twice. What do you think he meant by that? Everything in our life is created twice. What he meant is that first, you need to be able to imagine it. And only after you're able to imagine something, you can then experience it in real life. He also says that imagination is the preview to life's coming attractions. And unless you're imagine something, maybe you saw it in a movie somewhere, maybe somebody spoke about it, and you thought maybe it was very brief and you don't even remember thinking, but whatever it is you experience in your life, at some point you thought about it or imagined it. So the way it works from a scientific point of view, what the image you see here, do you know what that is? You can put it on the chat if you want. And thank you for participating. I really appreciate the interaction. Do you know what the image is? No, you can still write it, but okay, somebody missed. No, you don't. Okay, it's an atom. Yes, thank you, Mariam. Atom. Thank you, Rick. And everything in this universe, as you know, is made of atoms. Everything. You, the chair you're sitting on, this computer, the trees, the plants, like everything is made. This apple, everything is made of atoms. Each atom has a nucleus, which is the mass, and an electron cloud around it, which is basically space, where the electricity travels through this electron clouds. Electricity travels. You might know or not, but you can measure electricity in our brain. Our brain emits electricity. It's measurable. It has alpha, beta, zeta waves. Our hearts emit magnetic force, which also can be measured. When we talk about magnetic desire in the next section, it's actually about connecting your brain, electricity, your heart, magnetic force. You create a very powerful electromagnetic force that makes you unstoppable, that then just attracts like a magnet what you want. So the importance of understanding this is that if we're all atoms, the whole universe is atoms. The nucleus, the mass inside of it, is very tiny. It's very tiny. To give you a comparison, in fact, I'm going to ask you, if you take this whole planet Earth is not small if you think about it, especially from the perspective of us, right? We're like, we would be invisible. Take the whole Earth and eliminate the electron cloud and only leave the nucleus, only leave the mass. How big do you think the Earth will be? How big do you think it will be if we only leave the mass and we eliminate the space? Give me a comparison. Like, what do you think? Okay. But give me like, what object? Think of an object. Like, what would it compare it to? Like something physical. I'll tell you. Be the weight of it. The same, yeah, smaller than the car. It will be extremely heavy, obviously. About the importance of purpose. The truth is, understanding your purpose is very important in order to create the life that you want. We need to go there to the basics, to the depth of your heart and your soul, to remember the purpose with a certain something extremely unique that nobody else on this planet has or can do. And it's important to rediscover this, because unfortunately, through the educational system that we have on this earth, where we forget. Yeah, it's not the best. I don't want to go into that. It's like a painful subject for me, the educational system of today. So, magnetic desire. The word magnetic here is important. The image you see here, this is the image of a magnet. And what makes a magnet a magnet? What makes a magnet different to just a metal? A magnet is basically a piece of metal, but it attracts other metals. Yes, why? What makes it different? Why? Because you can see here on the image, you see all these arrows. They're all aligned. They're all moving in one direction. The same thing happens with you. If you want to develop this magnetic personality, leadership skills, charisma, if you want people to follow, if you want actually to attract what you want to attract, you need to become extremely congruent. Well, by extremely, I mean fully congruent in what you want. There needs to be no doubt. It needs to be complete faith. I can do it. This is who I am. It's going to happen. This is how it works. This is magnetic desire. And it usually happens when you align your heart and your mind and you just say, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I'm meant to do. It's happening. There's no other way. It's happening. And you become a magnet. And it's and you don't give up. This is how you stay motivated as well. And nobody can talk you out of it either. If somebody can talk you out of it, it's not your thing. Okay? Again, if you have any questions on any of the topics, please write them down. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, moving on to what does it mean to feel good on a regular basis? Put a plus in the chat if you want to learn how to feel good on a regular basis. I'm asking you this question. It's probably a silly question. Who doesn't want to feel good on a regular basis? But I ask you this because it keeps your mind active and involved and interacting. It just makes it more. When you engaged, you're much more likely to get more benefit out of it. So that's why I'm asking you. Triple plus. Thank you. So on a regular basis, you see, I don't say all the time. I don't say feel good all the time. And you probably know why. Because if we always feel good, if we don't have those challenges in our lives that we need to overcome, life kind of becomes maybe, well, first of all, I think boring, at least for me, but also in order for us to grow, in order for us, for the soul to expand and to grow and to become who we need to become, those challenges are necessary. It's like if you think of a diamond initially is just a stone that's like, it doesn't shine. In order for the diamond to shine, you need to put it through like a lot of vibration and a certain, like it goes through a process. And then it becomes a shining diamond. It's the same with us. We need to go through all these challenges in order to become the shining diamonds that we are, actually, all of us. So a regular basis to me is 80% of the time, which is not bad. 80% of the time to feel good is actually quite desirable for most people. I leave 20% to those challenges. That's my formula. You can create a different formula. You can decide you want it to be 95-5, 70-30, I don't know. But for me, like 80-20 is the formula that works. The important thing to understand here is what you feel on a regular basis is mostly habitual. Do you know that? Actually, the question is like this. What percentage of everything, not just what you do, but everything that you do, everything that you think, everything that you believe, your reactions to things, basically your life, what percent of it is habitual? Give me a number. I'm curious to see what. Maybe you already know. It's quite a common knowledge to state, but maybe not. What percentage do you think of everything you do, think? Slav knows. Katrina, yes. Yeah, not bad. No, you're very close. Very good, very good. Yes. So obviously nobody can calculate exactly the exact number, but yes, it's around 95%. Around 95%, which is, every time I say this number, it amazes me. Every time I say this number, to think that 95% our life is run by a program in our minds, a program that we create ourselves based on our experience. But still, if there's something that we want and it's not happening, is because the program is preventing us for whatever reason, usually for a good reason for that program. But if it stands on the way, we need to address that. That's why we need to go into subconscious. That's why when I work with my clients, I always work with the subconscious. 95% is a huge number. In order for people to change, you need to go into subconscious, because otherwise it's not going to work. So what you feel on a regular basis is habitual. I mentioned in the beginning that I at the age of 17, I went into survival mode. I needed to go into that mode because I needed to survive. We had no money. I didn't speak the language. I couldn't really rely on anybody. My parents were surviving themselves. And I had my brother who was much younger than me, so they needed to take care of him. I was 17. And so I had to work and I had to study and learn the language. I was working 2-3 jobs at a time, and I was surviving. But it became a habit. It became a habit. And later on in life, when things started to get a lot better, if things were good, I was uncomfortable. I learned this later. I was uncomfortable, like something is not right. Like everything is right, something's not right, it's all good, like and I would actually sabotage myself again and again, creating all kinds of problems because my comfort zone was survival, until I finally realized what I was doing to myself. And I changed that habit, and I taught myself, which is so strange, right? Like we want to feel good, but I had to teach myself that it's okay to be happy and it's okay to feel good. Yes, so that you need to pay attention. What is your habitual state of being? And just realize it could be just a habit. In order to feel good, so my book, and Rohit mentioned in the beginning that I have 2 best-selling books. This book on emotions, mastering emotions. So yeah, the 1-minute coach to mastering emotions. Here I talk about feel good emotions and feel bad emotions. I don't call them good or bad emotions because all emotions are important, but some of them feel good and some of them don't. If you want to experience feel good emotions more often, then we need to give those emotions more focus. And the emotions that don't feel so good, transform them into something else. Emotion is just energy. Emotion, energy in motion. Emotion is energy. When you understand what is emotion, how it comes to you, why it comes to you, then you become a master of that, and then you can learn to feel good. In my programs, I teach that. I have 6 laws to emotional mastery, and once you understand those laws, they're not difficult. It's just about understanding. Once you have the understanding, it's much easier. It's like learning how to drive a car in the beginning seems very daunting, but once you learn it, it's easy. It's the same with this. And so you program yourself to feel better and raise your vibration. I'll tell you what that means in a minute. Okay, so we come to the 4 steps of manifesting. And, 5. Why do I have 4? It's actually 5. I must have added one. So number 1, know what you want and why you want it. Because if you don't know what you want, like you're just drifting. And maybe you get to where you want to get, maybe you don't. And if you get there and you don't know that's actually what you wanted, you don't even realize you got there. So having clarity about what you want and why the why is the big thing. The why is the purpose. The why is that heart, soul, desire, right? So this is very important. Once you know what it is that you want, then it's important to stay focused. How do you stay focused? By having a clear action plan and then taking consistent action towards that vision, towards that life that you want. It's also important to have an accountability system. We're human beings, and we need to accept that as humans, we're not perfect, that we should not strive to be perfect either, actually. I don't believe in perfectionisms. We just need to work with who we are, understand who we are, and work with that and make the best of it. When it comes to especially accountability, it's important to have somebody else who can hold you accountable, who can hold your hand and motivate you and give you different perspective maybe, and make sure that you actually do what you set up to do. It's very important. An example here is the Olympic Games just started in France. I don't know if you saw the opening. It was spectacular. And it's the 2nd day, I believe, of the Games. And if you watch those athletes, they're just, with each year become more and more magnificent, the thing that they can do. And they're the best in the world in what they do. Now, do each of those athletes that are the best in the world, do you think they have coaches? They all have coaches, and it's normal. An athlete always has a coach. A businessman, businesswoman, entrepreneur, they understand the value of coaching in the exact same way that an athlete understands the value of having a coach, because you need that person to look at things from the outside perspective, because you can only make decisions, you can only see things from your from your view, from your program actually that you're running. So having that other person to give you a different perspective, to help you clarify what you want, to help you design your plan, and to hold you accountable is actually what often creates that winning edge for people. It's not just for business, actually, it's for life as well, if you're building a life, right? And help you adjust the mindset. So this is the steps. So once you know what you want, you have the focus, you take action, you hold yourself accountable, and you adjust your mindset in the process. You reprogram yourself. That's what I mean by adjust your mindset, and you get there. And we come to the 7 things you can do immediately to start manifesting your dream life. Where is the... Oh, wait, how did I skip this? My apologies. Yeah, I was thinking this is important. For some reason, I skipped the slide. I want to tell you first about the physiology of success. This is very good. It's something you can do immediately. So when you look at a person, let's say somebody walks into the door and you look at them, and some of us more sensitive to things, some of us less, but I think we can more or less say if somebody is sad, if they're not trying to hide it, or really excited or happy, like our bodies, they reflect our emotions, right? But it is also reversed. So our emotions, our bodies, our physiology can affect how we feel. It affects how we feel. And I want to do a practical, like something with you now. So hopefully you're able to do this. You can put your camera on, you don't have to, but let's do this. So let's do this with me. I want you to adapt the physiology of somebody who is sad, like who is sad or feeling a little bit depressed. Like you're just think of something that kind of makes you feel sad. So what would be the body like? Will your shoulders hunch? Will you be looking down, kind of closed in, right? When we're depressed, our bodies kind of collapse like this, right? We become smaller and we sit like this, hunched, I think mostly, right? Now, I'm actually going to ask you to stand up, please. I want you to stand up, please. And I'm sorry if you're there laying comfortably, but this is good. Just try this. Stand up. And now I want you standing up, feel happy. Think of something that makes you very happy, very excited. Maybe imagine that achieving that amazing goal or something that you want to achieve. And imagine that you did it. You achieved it. You did it. Adapt that physiology, the shoulders back. Yeah. Your head up, a big smile. I want a big smile on your face. If you're too lazy to stand up, at least sit up straight and and have a big smile on your face. Just do this for me, please, for yourself. Big smile, shoulders back, big smile, head up, stand up. Yeah, feeling good, feeling happy, shoulders back. And now keeping the same physiology, get depressed again. Start feeling sad again, but don't put your head down. Don't stop smiling. Keep smiling, keep your shoulders back, keep standing straight, and get depressed. Can you do it? It is actually very difficult or almost impossible. You can sit down now. Thank you so much for those who participated. It is almost impossible, probably impossible, to feel depressed or sad or upset or angry when you adapt the physiology. Straight back, head up, smile. There's a lot of research that's been done on people actually healing diseases and all kinds of problems just by walking straight and smiling. It has this creates a different chemical reaction in your body, and it heals you. So you can use that. yes, so the happiness chemicals, as you know, is oxytocin, and then dopamine is the reward chemical. And when you use that physiology, it produces those chemicals. And when you're feeling happy, when you're feeling love, when you feel gratitude, when you feel appreciation, you cannot feel fear or shame or sadness or scarcity. Those emotions do not coexist. It's one or the other. You're either in a space of love and gratitude, or you're in a space of fear or sadness or shame. Yes, so it's, and you can influence how you feel just by changing your physiology. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to tell you this. Okay, so now 7 things you can do. The first action that it's actually in no particular order, but here's a very it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It works. Let's put it this way. Rewriting your story. So we all have a story about who we are. Like you have a story, like who are you? How's your life? Like what we create the story about ourselves and our lives and how life should be. And if there's something in that story that we don't like, it is up to, we can rewrite it. We're the producers and directors of the story of our life. We forget that. Unfortunately, we forget that we are the creators. We write the story. And if we wrote the story and the script that we no longer enjoy watching or experiencing, just you can rewrite it. And the way you do it, literally, you write the story as is. My name is such and such. I'm so much years old. I'm still not married, but I'd like to be. I haven't found that perfect man. Maybe I'm not capable. I didn't make my millions yet. I don't know why. They're like, so you just write things as your life is right now. To you, they're facts, but really it's just your experience of what is happening, your projection of your inner world, right? And then you say, well, I'm going to change the movie where I'm the star, and I'm going to write another script, and this is my life. And then you write a new script, and you write it in the present tense. That's very important, not in the future. You write it as it is happening now. That's very important. I don't want to go into it why it's important because we don't have time, but it's very important. In the present tense, you rewrite your story. If we're working together, I would take that new story and make it into hypnosis, and you program your subconscious with that. You can actually do it yourself as well. Just take a recorder on your phone, record your new story, and just listen to it because you want to become comfortable inside. Yes, you want to become comfortable. You want to program every cell with this new story. Once you become comfortable with it, and then you start manifesting. Another good tip is create a vision board around this new story. So you have your new story, start looking for images that represent different aspects of that story and make a visual. Just put it, again, that's something that I do workshops on that as well. Number 3, declutter. That is something that I recommend you do as soon as you get off this. Okay, that's one of the things you can do. You choose what you want to do, but decluttering has an enormous benefit that we don't even realize because our environment really affects us. We don't even realize because it's there. We're so used to it. The clutter I'm talking about. But really, once you start clearing that, suddenly you become much more clear about exactly what you want, exactly what to choose, which choices to make. You feel lighter. It's an amazing thing. I recommend today you throw at least 20 things. Just walk around and find 20 things and just give it away or throw it away. Declutter. Number 4, show yourself some love. So the quality of life that we experience is directly related to how much we actually love ourselves, to what we allow ourselves to have, and what we put and say, there's no way I'm accepting this. Like this is where the quality, you either accept certain things or you don't. And the more you do something for yourself, the more you're kind to yourself, the more you show yourself some love, and you feel deserving of experiencing, good things, the more of it you will get. So just make a list what makes you happy, how you can spoil yourself, and plan it. Make a plan and just put, I'm gonna get a massage. I love massages, so I'm gonna get a massage. I'm gonna travel business class next time. I'm going to buy myself some flowers, take a bath, just do nothing, read a book, just whatever it is for you. Number 5, feed your mind with elevating thoughts and emotions. So again, it's all about a habit, and we need to break a habit of thinking thoughts that put us down, thinking thoughts that prevent us from vibrating at the frequency of joy and happiness and love and gratitude. Gratitude journal here is always recommended. And just watching movies or reading books or exposing yourself to things that actually make you feel good. So yes, you need to stay current about news, but don't spend hours watching news that make you depressed. Watch it, okay, you know what's happening. Watch something that elevates you rather than put you down. Use your body to shift your emotions. That's what we did now. And number 7 is that challenge yourself. Challenge yourself is what helps you get out of your comfort zone. It's what helps you to grow. It's what helps you to become closer to that person that you become, who then attracts the life that you want. So I'm going to repeat this because this is important. In order to get the life that you want, you first become the kind of person that then vibrates this frequency, that then attracts that life to yourself. You need to work on yourself in order to create that life. Yeah, so it's reversed. And in order to get to become that, you need to constantly push yourself out of comfort zone, which is uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but absolutely necessary for you to become that person. So just fall in love with becoming uncomfortable. That's what I recommend. Challenge yourself. Okay. Let me quickly tell you, share some testimonials with you of my previous clients. Mary Harbor, I actually coached her about 15 years ago. She was a radio presenter. I had a radio show called Get Alive for like 8 years, and she was the one who was interviewing me. She was feeling, at the time, she was feeling lack of confidence, even though she was a very talented presenter, overwhelmed by things happening in her life. And after we worked together, she's much happier, very grateful. She published a book. She told me, I interviewed her recently. I interviewed her maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. And she said it was definitely life-changing. I can't believe I'm so lucky. All those years ago, you convinced me that I should believe in myself to achieve my goals. Sincerely, thank you. Barbara, she's the owner of a big accounting firm in Spain. When she came to me, she was feeling overwhelmed with work. She was stressed. She was feeling lack of purpose, lack of balance, even though her business was very successful, but her life was not balanced. And afterwards, she experienced clarity, positivity, emotional mastery. She said that when I got in touch with you, immediately I thought Masha is the person who can help me. Lee has actually been my son's karate teacher for God, 12 years. He went through really tough time at one point. A lot of people very close to him were dying, and that's actually what happens when we are connected to the vibration, to the frequency of grief, or frequency of sadness, or we're feeling depressed. Like more and more things, I don't know if you've noticed in your life, like all the bad things just happen and happen because we're at that frequency. It's important to get yourself out of it as soon as possible. So unfortunately, he was stuck there, and he was feeling grief, toxic relationships. He was in a toxic relationship. He was filled with negativity, and he felt like he hit his rock bottom. this big, strong man was actually crying because he was in that space. And afterwards, he was, in his own word, a changed man. He said, I felt completely relaxed, my mind switched off, and I started to feel in control again. I started putting into practice what I learned, and it changed me. It absolutely changed me. And the last one I want to share is Marina Nicek. When I met her also about 12 years ago, she was feeling stuck, feeling that she was not enough, driven by guilt. She came from a difficult childhood. She was overwhelmed and stressed with work and family. After, she felt happiness, wealth, abundance, clarity, balance, and she wanted to be a mother, so she became a mother. She said, the results were immediate for me. I feel I'm living my dream life. I'm actually friends with Marina, and she really did build an amazing life for herself. I'm super proud of what she's achieved. Now, I can give the tools, but at the end of the day, it's the person that needs to do something about it, and she did. So I'd like you to share now. First of all, if you have any questions, ask me now. I'm going to look at the chat. I'd like you to please share what is the most important thing you learned today. If you had any aha moments, what it is that really stood out for you, and what action will you take in the next 24 hours that will move you in the direction of your dream. And then I'll tell you, this is the last thing, and then I'll tell you about your gift. So I just want to see what it is that you got out today. And look, we're just on time. Perfect. So really helpful. Thank you, Maria. But tell me, like, in what? Tell me more. What actually? What is it? I want you to take at least one action when we're done. This is what's gonna put you apart from others, because information is everywhere. Information is, yes, maybe it was an interesting and important information, but if you don't do anything about it, it's basically waste of time, because you need to take action. Action these days is what puts us aside. You write the story, good. Thank you. I will become more proactive. Okay. I love the steps for manifestation, action, rewrite my story. Very good. Very good. Rewrite the story. Yeah, it's very powerful. Very powerful. And after you write the story, either read it just before you go to sleep, or just like record it with some nice music in the background and just listen to it. But just keep programming yourself with that new story. I like the vision board. Yes, very good. It's always worked for me. Yeah, so you're probably more visual. Very good. I can. So now I'm gonna. You can keep writing, and I want to share with you another action that you can take, and it has to do with the gift that I want to offer to you. So if you want to find out how to get the result that the people got that I shared with you, and also at the same time, I can help you resolve some particular issue you have at the moment, a question you have, a decision you need to make. So it's a strategy call. So I'll send you a question, then you answer me some questions so we can stay focused and resolve something for you. And if you want, then I can tell you about some programs that I do. Now, don't decide in advance that, oh, I don't have the money now, I can't afford it, maybe it's not for me. Just, that voice that sabotages us from actually moving forward and making our dreams a reality, you need to be very strict with that voice, okay? All you need to do right now is know, I want to live my new story and I want to take the next step. That's all you need to think about. And then decide what your next step. So I'm offering you, one of the next steps is to book a call with me. All you need to do is go to my personal email, masha@mashamalka.com, and put in the subject line, I'm taking action towards my dream life. That's all you need to do. It's very easy. I will then get back to you with a Calendly link. We'll set up a meeting, and I will share with you. First of all, I can help you with a strategy, and then also I can tell you what programs I have. And like I said, don't decide in advance if you can or cannot afford it, because I'm sure you can, because your life is important. So that's all you need to do. I'm taking action towards my dream life. Okay. And so we have 1 minute or so for questions if you have, or some more comments. And then I'd like to thank you. First of all, I admire you that you took the time on a Sunday, you took this hour to dedicate to you, to bettering your life, to learning something new, to growing. That already puts you apart from most people. And so well done. You should be grateful. You should, if you are starting a gratitude journal, write it down. I'm grateful to myself for taking this step, this action. And thank you also for helping me fulfill my purpose of sharing what I've learned in my life and helping people to live their dreams lives. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
Masha,
you, Katrina.
I've got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. I think it was a wonderful presentation with a lot of new knowledge. I'm very interested on the subject, and I already knew some of the things, but I also had a lot of new insights, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I think even with a small group, it's quite incredible how much knowledge we can get in such a private call and have the chance to ask questions. My question is perhaps more towards what you started with and towards finding purpose, right? So because it all in the end of the day, it's all connected to that, right? In order for you to be happy, you need to lead a purposeful life, and you need to first of all find your purpose. So how do you? It's not an easy question to answer, I guess, but how do you align yourself to your purpose?
So yes, purpose is a very important. Thank you, Slav, first of all, for your kind words and for asking this question. The subject of purpose for me is very, very important. Every time I do training or a coaching program, I always start. This is my number one topic. I always start with the topic of purpose, because we don't even realize how important understanding the purpose is. Now, to answer it in 1 minute, how to actually rediscover your purpose is not going to be possible. There's a set of questions that I use. There's a way that I guide you to actually go deep and really see what it is that sparks you, that gives you this motivation to get up in the morning, do what you need to do. You already know it. That's the thing. You know it. You just need to go back and like find it there. So when we get on the call, and I hope you'll take an advantage of this. And also, if you notice, I'm giving you 2 hours to do it. It's nothing to do with being salesy or something like that, right? It has to do with, again, with human nature. Unless we take the action immediately, we forget, life takes over, and then that's it, and you lose the opportunity. And this is an opportunity. So just take the time. Maybe you already did it, some of you are very proactive. That what happens in my previous masterclasses, or just book a call, and I can answer. We can go actually over the purpose with you on the call, Slav, because that's a very good question that you asked. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. How to trust the universe. I have my goal, vision, but stuck somewhere. How to trust the universe. Yesterday, so I'm in Florida, as I mentioned, and yesterday I went to the ocean. I'm not a big beach person, those people who know me, and you can, like, I'm very white, you can see. But I love the ocean, and it was like this waves, and I was laying there on my back, completely. I had a friend, and he doesn't know how to lay on his back and just relax. And he said, "How do you do it?" I said, "You just need to trust. You just need to like just fully let go and relax and allow the water just to uh to take you, to." And I was laying there and I was saying to myself, this is what it means to trust the universe and to go with the flow. You just totally relax. You just let go and you just know. It's just this deep knowing of things are just going to work out. It's just going to happen. I'm reading this book for the second or third time now. It's called Surrender Experiment. Slav, I mentioned that to you actually. The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. And I love this book because all his life is about this. It's about this total surrender, total trust. And if you have questions right now, whatever it is that still not present in your life, still not working in your life, find somebody who has done it, who has achieved it, who is a master at it, and just copy what they do. Just kind of follow in their steps. Try to think how they think. Try to do like sometimes I ask myself a question: what would Michael Singer, the author, what would he do in this case? How would he be able to let go and just trust the flow? So I highly recommend this book, The Surrender Experiment. I'm writing it down for you here. Experiment, The Surrender Experiment. When it comes to trusting, it's like it helped me a lot. But and then also it's with practice, you know, the more you trust, and then you say, oh, look, I let go of control, and it actually worked out better. I was very much a control freak in the past, so I had to learn how to trust. Any other questions? Sophia, thank you for your comment. Thank you for being here. Katrina, thank you. Okay. Thank you, guys. So yeah, we're 6 minutes over now. So if you have more questions, just connect with me on this call. I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy your evening, or if you're in America, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye.